Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of our entitled parents. In today's episode, Weird Woman Believes Sailboats Are Public Property. Weird Woman Believes Sailboats Are Public Property, Part 2. No, I will not watch your rude child. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Weird Woman Believes Sailboats Are Public Property. I'm a 43-year-old IT guy, divorced with 2 kids. Girl 9/boy 7. I'm a member of a yacht club and own a smallish 34 Bavaria cruiser from 2008. Next to my kids, she's my pride and joy. Every year I take 3 weeks vacation along with my kids, and we go cruising for the better part of those 3 weeks. We have a small dinghy that basically serves as our pickup truck/food haul. Now, because of COVID, we couldn't go anywhere outside our home country, so we said, F it. We'll be tourists in our own country. And went for a cruise to all the small cozy harbors we normally don't see. So, cruise is a go. My son knows about the lines, and knows how to dock and whatnot. My daughter is the dinghy skipper during this. She loves that thing. We always have our club pennant flying as well as the Jolly Roger. Jolly Roger means, kids on board, come play. We leave our home port and spend a day and night at sea to get the sea legs growing and sharpen up on our boating drills. Retired Navy can't help it. On our 3rd day we arrive at a smallish marina, roughly 200 berths. In my country, calling ahead on VHF is not a thing, so the only thing to do is either going in with the boat or send in the dinghy to spot for a berth. Now, occupied berths are marked with a red sign, available is a green sign. My kids know this and are also learning to spot a fitting berth. Our boat is 3.60 meters wide and berths are different in width. So the trick is to spot a berth wider than 3.60, but not wider than 4 meters, because that's the golden difference. Any berth wider than 4 meters costs a ton of money, and is meant for bigger boats. Well, Captain Dinghy was volunteering, as always, to scout ahead while I and the XO were watching from just outside the inlet. She's equipped with, of course, life jacket, radio, not VHF since that requires a certificate, and a good idea on how wide 3.60 meters really is. Our dinghy happens to be 3.5 meters long, so as long as she can fit the dinghy from end to end between the posts it fits, including engine. Now, most people that hang around marinas are used to seeing children in dinghies and won't raise an eyebrow over a 9-year-old girl in a small dinghy wearing a life jacket and looking for empty berths. However, not all people are like that, which we would soon find out. She found one and radioed that back saying, "I've got one, Daddy, it's the G Pier and I'm waiting for you here, over." I reply with "Good job, en route now, Daddy, out." The owners of the boats on either side are the caring, nice older couples, and especially the port-side neighbors are completely stunned by Captain Dinghy and her professionalism. They are small talking when we arrive to the berth and help mooring, for which I pay with a cold beer and a soda for the kids. Happy days all around. On the opposite side of the pier, a couple of boats also are flying the Jolly Roger, so the kids are off after a quick lunch. The berth directly opposite us is also available, but knowing from experience that will soon change. And how right I was. Later in the afternoon we saw the arrival of HMS Karen and her sailing circus. They arrived while the nice grandparents next door and I were discussing nice marinas to visit, and as a matter of course, we stood by to help receive lines and help with mooring. To simplify their docking. It was a shit show. They had a trimaran, 3 hulls, the outer 2 can retract when you dock, and extend when you sail. They knew nothing about the boat, so clearly a rental boat. After 5 or 6 attempts of docking with, one side retracted. Other side retracted. No side retracted. Full power plus screaming all around. The harbormaster even came down to join us. Now we stand 8 guys plus 1 harbor master and just looking like. What the F*** are you doing? Even my 7-year-old son comes by with some new friends and going? Are they for real? Grandma Port quickly provided some ice and soda for the kids. She was amazing. We managed to convince them, the wrecking crew, to throw us the forward lines, and we could pull them in, after they retracted both pontoons. This took the better part of 1.5 hours. When they finally docked, they acted like they invented boating. I know that docking in a foreign port can be quite difficult, but when you need 8 people to help you, one might keep a low profile. Not that couple though. They were totally clueless about how to get shore power, water, and how to register with the harbor master, who happened to stand right in front of them when they docked. The harbor master is now trying to guide how to register, what to do regarding to shore power and water. And boy did they listen. HMS Karen started full yell about how they have paid a lot of money to rent that boat, and how they expected harbor fees to be included in the rent. And to threaten to report the harbor master to the rental company they used and get him fired for trying to extort money from them. After her endless monologue, there were about 8 to 10 guys laughing. The harbor master just looked at them and went, "Okay, these are the rules. Each marina requires a fee for docking. That fee covers power, water, and the space you occupy. It includes access to bathrooms, cooking facilities, and cleaning. Your rental company does not own any marina. Is that clear?" The circus husband understood, but failed to convey the last part to HMS Karen. Something we found out later the next morning. Next morning we prepared to go underway. Kids are saying goodbye to their new friends. My son is pampered with cookies from Grandma Port and Starboard, broken hearts from the young girls in the marina. He's got blonde hair with curls and green eyes. A heartbreaker. And Captain Dinghy is getting ready to go underway. She's dressed in the uniform for the part, unicorn PJ pants, swimwear and life jacket. Here's where the title come into play. We are finishing our stay, meaning pulling our shore power cable, testing lights and systems. Testing our bow thruster and prop. VHF and dinghy. While I'm standing at the stern ready to single up the lines so my curly-haired XO will have an easy job, HMS Karen comes running up to me. "HMS, what are you doing?" Me, "Good morning, we'll get underway now, we're going to island recommended by Grandma Port, enjoy your stay here." HMS, "What? You can't leave?" Me, "I'm pretty sure I can. Why wouldn't I?" HMS, "Because we want that boat." Me, "What? You want my boat?" Laughing lady, "My boat is not for sale. So excuse me. We have to go." HMS, "No. All boats are property of rental company, and we called them yesterday and chartered that boat. Now hand it over or else." Me, "Lady. You're nuts. To XO, clear forward lines. To CD, meet up outside the marina, docking starboard side." Now we are not attached to the marina anymore and my son is rolling up the bow lines, when HMS tries to grab the push pit to keep us in the marina. Well, she lost that battle. Me, "I'll stop. Man overboard." She came up yelling and screaming. Starboard Grandad guided her on board their boat and asked her what the hell she was doing, while Port Grandad called the harbor master. Me, "Is she okay?" Both Granddads, "Yes, we got her, enjoy your trip, and we'll see you in port." We leave and head for port. And oh boy did I hope she was a one-time Karen. Weird woman believes sailboats are public property, Part 2. When we left the marina and recovered Captain Dinghy and the dinghy, we set sail for an island suggested by Grandma Port. The sail was pretty uneventful. XO, my 7-year-old son, caught a fish, a nice 2 kilograms cod equals dinner. Next morning we had an equally uneventful docking next to a nice young couple that were on their first cruise, in her parents' boat. A nice 30-foot boat, beautifully maintained. Because the marina had floating docks, we reversed in, and lowered the stern. After the usual post-docking exercise, fenders, lines, power and check-in, we greeted the young couple next to us, and checked out the marina. Jolly Roger still flying, so there was a couple of young pirates, kids, awaiting to see who the new recruits to the playground was. After a quick lunch the kids were off. I was about to shut down the stationary VHF when I heard a call from the Coast Guard advising all mariners to keep a lookout for a stolen boat in the area, with a description vaguely matching my boat, as well as a couple of hundred others. It's not something that happens every day, but it happens that a few human beings are confused about the mine and not mine concept, so I took a note of it, and turned off the VHF. At around 1600, 24-hour time equals 4 p.m., I recognized a boat coming in, and was pleased to see Grandma Port from the first post, standing at the stern looking for a spot. I hailed them, and saw a spot opposite ours, but with a red tag. A quick call to the local harbor master later, it was owned by a local, but was available for 2 weeks, they just forgot to turn the plate. 15 minutes later, and both of them was sitting in the cockpit of my boat having a drink with our new friends from next door. Now this is Grandma Port's story. After we left, and they got HMS Karen onto the dry land, she was raging that we tried to kill her, that we had stolen our own boat, and that she would throw us into a prison cell and throw away the key. Grandma Port was giggling and told her to calm down, that she did that to herself, and what she was thinking grabbing a boat pulling out. Grandpa Port told her to get on their boat, change into something dry, and enjoy herself instead of making a fool of herself in front of her circus husband and their child. Now, I never saw the child, but apparently they had a toddler with them and not a life jacket/vest in sight. As one does, I checked in on the Book of Faces, and about 5 minutes later I got a text from a guy I used to work with back in the Navy, asking me if I could supply a cold beer in about 10 minutes when he got off shift. One short trip to the mast and flags, Bravo Echo 1 ST Sup Romeo was flying, my friend arrived, in uniform, and asked where the hell his beer was at. We have known each other for the better part of 20 years, so he expected to get the "where the hell have you been, shipmate" back. After the hugging and the "how the hell are you" talk, I introduced him to my new friends and the grandparents. He definitely had Grandma Port on his good side because of the uniform. Even Grandpa Port started telling stories from back then in the Navy. I never told them that I did other than IT, so they didn't know about my naval background and was quite amused when my friend told them that I was his old P/O petty officer. After the second round of flags I asked about the call earlier from the Coast Guard. He's the chief petty officer at the nearby coastal watch station, and the way our Coast Guard and Navy works is that the Navy is in charge of the sea, but the Coast Guard enforces inside coastal waters. And oh boy, he got a call from the local police reporting the theft and possible hijacking of a sailboat from last port as reported from an enraged woman, with a description of a boat similar to ours, and that the harbor master knew about it. Grandpa Port just about left half of his drink through his nose when he heard that, and started to raise his voice at my friend, in my defense, and told him what actually happened. That HMS Karen was nuts, that she tried to grab my boat after we pulled out of the slip, and that she was a complete waste of air. Thanks, Grandpa. My friend, that was you? Me, I don't know. My friend, oh my God. That was you. Me, so. Now what? My friend, no worries. I'll call it off and talk to my captain in the morning. Me, great, noticing a police officer walking towards our boat. Can you do it now? Now, have any of you ever heard the phrase, "the Navy is a small place"? It turned out that my friend was the officer's instructor at boot camp, as I was his. Sorry Chief, are the Navy handling this? My friend, hi name, how are you? Care to explain? P.O. Well, we had a report of theft of a boat, and the harbormaster told us that a boat fitting the description pulled in this morning. My friend, well, let's check this out then, shall we? My friend, OP, you have your certificates and proof of insurance and ownership with you, right? Me, sure. Hands P.O. my binder with certificates. P.O. Well, nothing to worry about here, but have you by chance seen the boat in question? Before I can say anything, Grandpa Port interjects. Grandpa Port, officer, if that report came from a wet, loud and wide woman, I have a story to tell you. Grandpa Port, explains story from previous port. P.O. Okay? Chief. Are you backing this up? My friend, as sure as you wouldn't like another go at the pit at boot camp. P.O. Right, Chief. Sorry to bother you guys, but you know how it is. He left after that and things turned back to normal. Kids got home, dinner, bedtime, sundowner with the neighbors who now had a lot to talk about. The next morning. No, I will not watch your rude child. My son rides the bus with a very entitled, unruly girl that lies about everything and bullies people. The bus driver has my son where he can see him to prevent it on the bus. Her mother is just as bad. We do live in a rural area, so the bus stops are spread out. E.g., as I will call the girl, lives just far enough off, her mom drives her. On with the nonsense. We are down at the bus stop in my car because it's raining. Normally we walk, but who wants to go to school soaked? Passing time by playing I Spy and games on my phone. Here comes EM. She spots my car, E.g. gets out, and beelines to my car. Doors are locked. She runs back to EM's car, and loudly complains she can't get in. No, I am not letting her in either. Did it once, she trashed my car, was rude, never again. EM, so, you need to let my daughter in. Me, no I don't. EM, some people have things to do and can't sit around all day. Me, some people have jobs, but still make sure their kids get on the bus. Go away. EM, trying to reach through the cracked window, open this door right now. For example, wants to sit in your car. I need my nails done. I can't wait here. Me, nope, not my kid, not my problem. Just get in your car, it's raining. At this point, I started closing the window, and she jerked her hand back. She did not get in her car, but decided to start hitting mine, screaming about her self-importance, and me needing to understand her daughter is always right. No, I did not call the police. No need. The third kid at our stop is a sheriff's officer's son. We have a deal, I watch his son in the morning, he gets mine home safe in the afternoon. He pulls up to EM beating my car, e.g. screaming she is going to die of embarrassment now that people see her mother's car. Officer, EM, why are you beating OP's car? It's raining, go sit in yours. I unlocked the doors for his son to get in. EM, you see that? She won't let EG in, but yet your son didn't even ask, and she let him go in. She's disrespectful of important people's time. Officer, you are responsible for your child. Not OP. She can decline access to her vehicle if she wants to. Get in your car or I am calling my SGT to authorize an impound, because you will go to jail for attempted destruction of OP's car and harassment. EM sulked back to her car, and the bus pulled up. Took my big umbrella out, got the boys on the bus. EM drove off before the bus closed the stop sign, so the officer stopped her for that violation. I went home chuckling. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.